What's up guys, my name is Andrew Kivett with Kivett Social, a small video production business here in Wichita, Kansas. And today I want to share kind of a simple life lesson, but a powerful one that I learned while walking across the United States. Now, when I was 21 years old, I walked across America, and I can confidently say that it changed my life for the better in so many ways. And in fact, just about a month or two after I got home from that walk, I started Kivett Social, and we've been going strong ever since. In my last video, I talked about the concept of just starting when it comes to video production. You're not gonna have everything figured out right off the bat. You just gotta dive in. You gotta start creating content, and you will eventually find your voice. But that saying, just start, that can be so overwhelming to hear, not just for the process of video production, but for anything business and a lot of things in life. Taking that huge overarching goal and saying to just tackle it, that can beat a lot of people down because it just seems like too much to handle. So today I want to use walking across the country as a bit of an analogy for starting your social media journey, advertising your brand on social media this year. So really this concept is just breaking down large goals into smaller pieces and taking things one step at a time. And this can be a lot easier said than done. On the southern part of the US, that's gonna be about 2,500 miles across. Most people hear that number and they think, that is insane. I could never do that. But the reality is that most people, if they had to, could walk 25 or 30 miles in a day. Maybe you need to work up to it. Your legs are gonna be really sore. It's taxing on the body for sure. But you can do that much in a day. You can't do 2,500 miles in a day. But if you had to, you could walk 25, 30 miles in a day. And that's what I did to get across. And it took about 100 days, but I averaged about a marathon's distance of walking every single day. And doing that consistently got me to the end goal that I was working towards, that crazy, seemingly impossible idea of walking across America. And the same thing goes for your journey with content creation. It's a journey also. And so when I say just start making videos, yeah, that can be overwhelming. So we got to break that down into smaller bits. So maybe today you're not gonna film your first video. Maybe today what you need to do is sit down and watch some videos like what you're doing right now, learning what kind of equipment you need to get started. Maybe you want to get some lights set up. I've got a couple lights set up here in my studio. And maybe you need to watch a couple videos on how to do a 3-point lighting setup. Okay? So then the next day you're gonna tackle writing your first script. What do I want to say in the video? Okay? And then the next day you're gonna tackle getting your space set up where you want to be filming your content. And then finally, you know, let's say we get to day 4, you're ready, you know what you need to do, you've got your equipment, you've got your space set up to film, you're gonna sit down and film, okay? And then the next day, you're gonna figure out how to edit those videos, what you need to put together, maybe you wanna put subtitles on them. And then the day after that, maybe that's the day that you decide you're gonna post your content, figure out what you wanna put in the description of your video. So when you take it like that, and you take this daunting task of creating social media content, and you spread it out into a week's worth of manageable tasks to get your first video out there, that puts you light years ahead of the person that's just sitting there talking about like, oh yeah, that's something I want to do. You're being different in this case. You are taking actionable steps every single day working towards that goal. So break up stuff as much as you need to. Break it into as little and manageable of tasks that you need to. You might have time constraints, financial constraints. That's totally understandable. but most people can set aside a few minutes out of the day to do a little bit of research, to set up their camera for tomorrow so that they're ready to film, to, you know, spend 10 minutes figuring out the lighting for your video. And before you know it, you'll have a space set up like me, and you won't even have to think twice. You just have your idea for the video, you sit down, you start talking, you get that YouTube video out the next day, Instagram Reel, TikTok, Facebook video, whatever it is. And before you know it, you've built up all these little, small, manageable and actionable habits. And a year or 2 years from now, you've got a successful flow of content out on your page and your business has grown. And it's just because you took that first little actionable step. So again, I get it. This is a really simple concept, and maybe, you know, most people wouldn't have to walk across the entire country to get it finally, but that's what it took for me, and it has been life-changing, and I feel like I've really been able to tackle other big goals in my life because I understand now how you can break it down in just these tiny little bits and just slowly work your way there. If you've got any other tips, tricks that help you get towards the goals you're working towards, be sure to leave them in the comments below so other people can read. I'm also interested to read them myself. If you liked this video, if you've seen any of my other stuff, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to stay tuned with my future content. And otherwise, have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.